Welcome back to Brandon Sports, everybody. Hope you have an amazing day. I'm here to give you guys my Monday Night Raw review for May 4th, 2026. Before we get to the review, guys, please hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more great content headed your way. Tonight's Monday Night Raw was live from the SKY Health Center in Omaha, Nebraska. Tonight's matches, we saw Finn Bálor versus McDonagh, Penta and Javon Evans versus Rusev and Ethan Page, over Femi's open challenge to be determined. So Ruca signs her contract, Asuka and IYO SKY will have a face-to-face, and Roman Reigns will appear tonight and will sign a contract against Fatu. My quick thoughts on tonight's Monday Night Raw is that this show was absolutely boring. Besides the first interaction between, I guess you could say, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, and at the end of the night, there was one good segment in between the show where Asuka and IYO SKY had a nice backstage sit-down or one-on-one together. That was really great. Whoever produced that was great. But other than that, this show was absolutely lazy booking. We'll get to that when we talk about Femi, but this entire show, Monday Night Raw for May 4th, 2026, was not good at all. They don't know how to book these shows. It's just very, very lazy writing. We're going to break down why this was such a lazy show. So we get the open tonight. It opens up with Michael Cole and Corey Graves. Welcome to the show. Again, the same thing with no pyro. We get the same boring opening every single Monday night. We get the same opening boring. We get the Robbers over Femi, Americano, the Creed Brothers, Ruca, Penta, Javon Evans. As if we care to see these guys walking in the back. It's time to switch it up. Where's the pyro? Where's the stuff that makes this... makes you want to watch this? I don't understand. Where's the pyro? Where's the glitz, the glamour? Where's the presentation of WWE? This company is just a soulless company. WWE is very, very soulless right now. We just came off WrestleMania 2 weeks. It feels like it's been 5 weeks. WrestleMania did not live up to the hype, although Night 2 did. But Night 1 was so terrible that I gave it basically a C or a C plus or a C minus, whatever the grade was at the time. But WrestleMania did live up to the hype for both nights. And this past couple Monday Night Raws have been terrible. And SmackDown was so terrible last week that it made me fall asleep and I didn't get to review it. That's how bad these shows are. The same opening again. We get Roman Reigns. He comes to the arena in a black SUV. Adam Pearce walks to him to try to discuss the contract, but he's motivated. He's trying to get to the ring. Adam Pearce informs Roman Reigns that Fatu is not here yet. Seth Rollins is then seen standing behind Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins says Reigns is in his way, and he makes his way out to the ring. I lie to you not. When I'm watching this, I'm like, of course, Fatu is not going to be there because they're not going to start the show with this, because if they start the show with this, they have nothing else. Roman Reigns was the highlight of tonight's show, right? And Asuka and IYO SKY had a good segment. Other than that, it's the same old show every single week. It's going to get worse as I review this, but this show is the same show every single week that they continuously keep putting on. Braun Breaker then ambushes Seth Rollins on the ramp. Breaker pounds away at Seth Rollins. Breaker then hoists Rollins up and tosses him over the barricade. Security's out to separate them. Breaker then wipes out security. Adam Pearce is out as well. Breaker then gets back in the ring and hits Seth Rollins with a devastating spear. This was just, to me, the same thing, same old thing they did. Every single week they're going to fight each other. Now, going into Backlash, everybody knows that Braun Breaker should win the match. I know they're going to say, well, how come Seth Rollins could lose 2 matches in a row? He can afford to. It's Seth Rollins. He's always going to be a star no matter what in this company. Again, it's the same thing every single week. Braun Breaker's going to do a spear. He's going to do his hoo-hoo and get all mad and angry. And, his tan, he's going to look really red because he has his stupid tan. This is ridiculous. This is the same stuff every single week. I understand they had a good promo last week, but what are we doing this week? The same thing of them fighting each other. I just thought it was boring. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't sugarcoat anything on this channel. This was boring. I mean, I like the feud or whatever, but this is boring. The same thing every single week, and every single week it's Adam Pearce coming out there. It's Jason Jordan. Every single week it's always these office guys coming in to basically break everything up. If it's not the office guys, it's security. Do we need to break up every single fight that we have in the company? Seriously. This is ridiculous, and I'm pretty much getting sick and tired of the same thing every single week. If it's one thing not the other, it's the security has to run in here and break it up, or Adam Pearce has to come out there and start yelling. It's literally the same product every single week that we get on Monday Night Raw, and you can't tell me any different. If you enjoy the show tonight, then you're in the, I guess you would say for me, in the minority. This was not good at all. I'm not talking about Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker being the boring ones. I'm talking about the booking and the creative behind these guys is very, very boring. After that, we head to the back with the Judgment Day inside the clubhouse, and I'm just rolling my eyes at this particular point. Liv Morgan says Stephanie Valkyrie is injured. She has to worry about her anymore. Now, according to reports that she's injured, she's going to be out. Hopefully, she'll be back by SummerSlam. That is allegedly, because, certain things she can come back early or whatever the case may be. But for right now, she's out and she's banged up. So, again, I kind of knew that they was going to run off TV when they had that crate basically slammed against her whole entire body that they did last week. So Liv Morgan says she's out, not to worry about her no more. Liv Morgan then asked Roxanne Perez about Finn Bálor sneaking into the clubhouse last week. Liv Morgan says she is worried about Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez says she didn't mention it because she told Bálor to get out of the clubhouse and never to come back. Roxanne then says she should have said something. Roxanne then says she is loyal to Judgment Day. Morgan then says she believes Perez. Morgan then says she wants Perez and Raquel to become the next women tag team champions. Morgan then says she doesn't want Perez to keep any secrets from the family, and then basically Roxanne Perez promised that she would not keep secrets from the family. And after that, they all go out the clubhouse, and Roxanne Perez kind of rolls her eyes at the ending, which I caught that. She's basically making facial expressions that she's already getting tired of Morgan, but she's basically playing this up. After that, Finn Bálor makes his way down to the ring for the first match tonight against JD McDonagh. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't really care about this match. I thought this feud would be over. He beat Dominic at WrestleMania in a street fight. That was it. That should have been it. We don't need to continue this feud. And the reason why this company is continuing this feud is because they don't know what to write for Finn Bálor. Finn Bálor's a babyface now. I told you to never put the title on Penta and put the IC title on Finn Bálor because it would have been better for him. They don't even know how to write the IC title division. There's no story behind the IC title division except for Rusev teaming up with Ethan Page and Javon Evans teaming up with Penta. There's no story. There is no story in the IC title picture. It's just a bunch of guys standing around trying to get at Penta. And as far as when it comes to Finn Bálor, he's going to be out there being babyface, still feuding with this team. It should have been over at WrestleMania. This is why I said, if Dominic Mysterio keeps the title, Finn Bálor beats him, now it gives something for Finn Bálor to do. Now, you're going to say, well, what would they have done with Penta? Put him with his brother on SmackDown. And beef up the tag team division because it needs it on SmackDown. This is some of the worst tag team division I've ever seen in my life. So at the end of the match, Roxanne Perez gets the weapon that she has in her hand, the hammer, whatever it was. She hits Finn Bálor in the face. After she hits Finn Bálor in the face, JD McDonagh hits him with a headbutt and he gets the win. I could care less about this. I don't care about it. It was a good match, yes, but who cares? It's the same thing every single week for the past couple of months. Even before WrestleMania. This feud should have ended at WrestleMania with Finn Bálor beating Dominic Mysterio for the IC title. But what do I know? We then see Jackie Redmond backstage area, and she's with Seth Rollins. Redmond asks Rollins if he's going to be okay ahead of Backlash. Rollins says he would be fine. Rollins says he told the kid last week if he took his chances, he better be able to finish the job. Rollins says he's not dead yet, and he limps away from Jackie Redmond. After that, we then see Byron Saxton with the Los Americanos, and I already told you guys, I'm not covering the Los Americanos. This is the most idiotic thing that this company is doing. They think that this is funny. They think this is such a cheerful thing. Listen, I'm not offended easily. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not offended a lot. I like dark humor. I don't care. But this stuff right here is the dumbest thing that this company's ever done. Ludwig Kaiser, I say this every single week, is too talented to be under a mask. And the same thing is for Bravo and the other dude. New Catch Republic is under a mask. And then now, here's a spoiler alert, you have Chad Gable and the Creed brothers are now under the mask now. This is how stupid this company is because they just don't know how to book anything. They don't know how to do anything properly. So this is what we get. We get stupidity. This is stupidity. This is not good booking. This is called stupidity. I'm skipping over the whole segment because I truly don't care. I'm not wasting my time talking about these guys because I don't care about them. It's a waste of space on Monday Night Raw. We then are told that there will be a 2-hour countdown for WWE Backlash, and the first hour will air on ESPN2. Just the stupidest thing in the world. ESPN doesn't care about wrestling. People don't care about wrestling. ESPN does not care about wrestling. They don't. We then take a look back at Roman Reigns' Jacob Fatu video package from last week, and he talks about the tongue and death grip. After that, we then see Braun breaking the locker room with Austin Theory and Logan Paul, and they joke about Seth Rollins. Playman then shows up and asks if Rollins is still breathing. Logan then says Joe Hendry will not be breathing when he gets the job done. He then says he will hospitalize him. Heyman then says this is why Logan Paul is not fighting Joe, and Braun almost got himself suspended. Heyman then says Brock retired on him. Heyman then says you will be arrested if you do what you want to do to Joe. Heyman then says Joe is facing Austin Theory tonight. A couple of things about this useless segment. First of all, Logan Paul, your acting skills are absolutely terrible in this little promo exchange that you had with Paul Heyman, I can tell you're faking the funk on this one. You're not good at it. Just be natural and just be who you are and be angry. When you get angry and riled up like that, I see right through every single thing that you do. It's not good. And Austin Theory is no disrespect to him. Listen, it's never personal with any people that I talk about when I'm reviewing Raw or SmackDown. The bottom line is that Austin Theory is simply not getting over. I don't give a damn if you put the World Tag Team titles on him. I don't care about any of that. He's not getting over because the crowd spent so many years not caring about him that you're trying to get us to care about him, and it just won't work. It's awful. It's hideous. The vision is basically done. There is no vision for this group. Logan Paul's bad at acting. Austin Theory can't get over. Bronson Reed is hurt, and Braun Breaker just came back, and he's basically sparing everybody doing the same thing that he did before. It's the same thing every single week, no matter what. Penta and Javon Evans make their way down to the ring for the match of the night with Rusev and Ethan Page to follow. Ethan Page hit the Penta with a fisherman suplex for the win because Rusev put him on it, basically slammed through the table. After that, threw him back in the ring, and Ethan Page wins this match. Again, I don't care anything about this match. I don't care anything about all four of these guys. It's no disrespect. Listen, I like Penta a lot. I liked him when he was in AEW. Do I care about Penta right now being IC champion? No. You know why? Because there's no story. There's no story with this guy. What's the story with the IC title division? I'll give you guys a chance to tell me. Exactly my point. You can't tell me. There's no story. Ethan Page is now getting to the main roster. Listen, I know Ethan Page because he was in AEW, and obviously you're on the internet, so you see it. Other than that, if you're a casual fan that does not watch NXT or did not watch AEW at all, you realize that you don't know who Ethan Page is. If you didn't watch NXT, AEW, TNA, and stuff like that, and you're a casual, just a WWE fan, you didn't watch Ethan Page and NXT, you don't know who this guy is. There was no video package. You tried to do surprises. You know why? Because Triple H can't book. No disrespect to him. So because he can't book a show, we have to get surprises every single week. Like, seriously? And when we try to get a surprise, we try to get a good pop. It went flat. The same thing with Ricky Saints SmackDown. We knew he was coming. It still went flat. Because you're not building these guys up. There's no video packages for any of these guys. How am I supposed to know who Ethan Page is if I'm a casual fan watching the show? Everybody has internet, but not everybody's on the internet looking at wrestling spoilers and covering it like we are. Again, if you don't watch NXT or TNA or AEW the past 5 to 10 years, who's Ethan Page and why is he here? He gets a call from NXT. We know that because Michael Cole said it on commentary. Other than that, if I'm a casual, who cares? Where's the vignettes? You guys are so lazy and so budget conscious that you can't get your production team to give us a vignette? Come on, man. We are not, this company is not that lazy. TKO, are you that much in debt, allegedly, that much in debt that you can't have the production team put out vignettes of these dudes? Who cares? The IC title picture is boring. I love Javon Evans. What's his character? Bouncy? Okay, fine. Ethan Page, I still don't get him. Rusev is the same dude that he's been this entire time. And Penta's just a guy in the mask who says, Seto Miedo. He's a great wrestler. I love Penta. No disrespect to him as a person. But when are we going to get out of this love phase that we have for Penta and actually start writing storylines for anybody? There's no storylines for this championship. Yes, the division is loaded. We get it. But there is no storylines. Where is the story? We then see Ruca walking backstage. Meanwhile, Austin Theory can be seen talking to a mystery female star. Who cares? He's not getting over. We get it back to the interview with JD McDonagh, Dominic Mysterio. McDonagh then stops Byron and says he is tired of the mentor narrative with him and Finn Bálor. Who cares about any of this? This is stupid. This is stupid. I don't care about anything about the Judgment Day no more. It's run its course. It's over now. This is why I did not want Liv Morgan to win the title at WrestleMania. And I wanted Stephanie Valkyrie to win the title. They completely botched her entire main roster run this far. And the same thing with Julia on SmackDown. This company is so lazy that they don't know how to book, and this is what we get. We get garbage. We get foolishness every single week. I wish that I owned my own wrestling company. I wish I had the money like Tony Khan and the capital, because I'm telling you, it will be 10 times better than this crap. I love professional wrestling. That's why I criticize it. This company has all this money, and they're still so lazy. No backstage segments. What happened to the backstage brawls, all that stuff like that? Nothing. We get nothing every single week. It's the same thing when Vince McMahon was booking. Everything is in the ring. You get interviews backstage, but everything's in the ring. Where's the presentation of the WWE? This is a TKO production. Who cares about JD McDonagh and what him and Dominic Mysterio got to say? And by the way, just to let you know, Dominic Mysterio's heat has worn off. He gets no more heat from me. Oh, he's the bad guy. He's doing great. Da da da. Yes, he was doing great. He's still stuck at the same character. So what is he doing now? Being AAA champion, he's barely on these shows as it is. And when he's on the show, he's interfering in matches or being a part of women's segment. Who cares about any of this? Because I sure don't. Dominic Mysterio's heat has worn off. It's that simple. After that, we see Adam Pearce standing in the ring. WWE airs a video package featuring Ruca. Now you want to put up video package. Pearce introduced Ruca to the WWE Universe. Pearce congratulates Ruca. After that, Becky Lynch comes out. And by the way, why are you doing 2 contract signings in one night? Who booked this show? You had Jacob Fatu and Reigns do a contract signing tonight in the main event of the show, and you had Ruca do the same thing. Instead of just having her come out there and cut a promo and introducing herself and then do a video package, and then Becky Lynch interrupts her before she can even say a word. And they get into a fight, she hits her with her move, and that's it. But instead, you bring out Adam Pearce, and you have to do this whole thing. Oh, here's Ruca and a contract sign. Why would you do 2 contract signings in one night? It makes no sense. So Ruca says it feels good to be on Facts of show, blah, blah, blah. Becky then interrupts Ruca contract signing. Lynch says she's been looking for Adam Pearce all day. Lynch says she was told this would be her a lot of time to celebrate her greatness. Lynch then takes issue with Raw General Manager booking her in an impromptu match against IYO SKY last week. Ruca then tells Lynch if she's done. Ruca then says not everything is about Becky. Ruca then calls Becky Lynch a rude-big-headed bitch. Lynch then asks Pearce if he is going to let Ruca talk to her like this. Ruca then signs a contract. Ruca then says if Lynch interrupts her again, she will snatch her soul. Lynch then accidentally lays hands on Adam Pearce. Ruca then hits a soul snatcher on Becky Lynch and completely botched it. And then when she redeemed herself, Becky Lynch didn't come down fast enough and it completely botched this, and it was horrible. A segment that was horrible. Becky Lynch being a heel, to me, although she's doing good work as a heel, sometimes her promos could be a little bit too much, and quite frankly, her promos could be a little bit boring. It's the same thing all the time with her. Not because Sports Illustrated said it. She's trying to do this whole, I don't even know what she's trying to copy and do. At the end of the day, I don't care about it. Maybe you have Ruca face her for the IC title at Saturday Night's Main Event later this month, or at Clash at Italy, whatever, you have her face Becky Lynch and maybe win. If not, they'll probably get into a feud. Let Becky Lynch retain us at SummerSlam, whatever the case may be. Did I care about this segment? No, I did not. Why? Because I don't care about any of these people. This company doesn't know how to book any of these people. The same concept every single week. We then take a look back what happened on SmackDown with Jacob Fatu. All these flashbacks and just taking up time. All these, we're going to look back on SmackDown, what happened. Ooh. Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso then walk in the back, and Jack Redman stops him and asks him about the contract signing. Jimmy says it is a big night and they won't miss it for nothing. Jimmy then says they love Jacob Fatu, but he has to know how Roman does business with the title on the line. Jack then asks if there's any conflict. Jay said this is family business. Jay says that Roman knows how to handle himself. Jay then says they're here to make sure nothing pops off with Jacob and Roman. He then tells Jacob he is in the deep end, and he tells Jacob to realize who he's dealing with. The Usos then enter Roman Reigns' locker room. This segment, we could have done without this. We could have done without this whole entire thing. Why? We didn't need for you to say yeet at the end of this. Listen, I love Jay and Jimmy Uso, especially Jimmy. I think he's more charismatic than Jay. But this, we didn't need this. And by the way, spoiler alert, something did pop off and y'all wasn't there. So after that useless segment, then we had Joe Hendry makes his way down to the ring for the next match of the night. Hendry wants to hold a concert before the match, and Hendry says he did a song about Logan Paul last week. Hendry says he felt bad for Logan Paul. Hendry says he wants to do an apology concert for Logan Paul. Hendry then says he wants the WWE Universe to sing along. Hendry then talks about saving the world. Hendry then says, can we fire Logan Paul? Hendry then calls Logan Paul a piece of trash. Hendry then says Logan can shove his trading cards directly up his ass. I'm telling you right now, this concert thing with Joe Hendry is going to get old very, very quickly. We did it 2 weeks in a row. We don't need it for 2 weeks in a row. Who's booking the show? We don't need Joe Hendry to be in a concert form for 2 weeks in a row. We don't need that. Logan Paul makes his way out to the ring. He starts acting like a buffoon because he's mad at Joe Hendry, and so he's trying to act like he's trying to attack, and Austin Theory's holding back, and this whole entire thing was absolute garbage. Austin Theory enters the ring, but Joe Hendry sends him over the top rope. They basically have a match together. They fight. At the end of this match, due to disqualification, it's Joe Hendry wins. Logan then attacks Hendry from behind and forces the referee to call the bell. After the match, Joe Hendry tries to fight back, but the number games catch up to him. The Vision then launches a 2-on-1 attack on Joe Hendry until the Street Profits come out to his aid. Braun Breaker then joins in fray and wipes out the Street Profits. He then hits a German suplex on Angelo Dawkins. After that, Seth Rollins then drags Braun Breaker out of the ring and he sends him into the steel steps. Back in the ring, Seth Rollins pounds away at Breaker. He then knocks Logan Paul Austin Theory off the apron. Montez then takes out everybody, basically runs in the ring and jumps over Seth Rollins. Breaker then hits Seth Rollins with another spear. So we weren't done from what we got earlier tonight. We let Braun Breaker hit another spear on Seth freaking Rollins, if that's even his name anymore, which I don't like it. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The tag team division on Raw needs the Street Profits, but they came out last week and said that, hey, we want the titles and we want the smoke and all this stuff like that. Well, why it continues to keep coming out this week? Like, you want the titles, and yet every single time somebody's getting jumped, y'all come out there. And so far, the titles are not on the line because there's no story. So you guys came back out of nowhere. WrestleMania week, right after WrestleMania, you guys came back and have not explained yourselves. Well, they did explain themselves, but the company storyline-wise, where did these guys come from? The last time we saw them, they were on SmackDown. So where's the story? We are then told that Braun Breaker vs. Seth Rollins will be the first hour of Backlash. Good, because they want this to be on ESPN. They want Braun Breaker to be on ESPN too. A joke. WWE's partnership with ESPN is a joke. We then see Jackie Redmond is backstage again. This time she's with the Judgment Day. Liv Morgan says that the focus of the Judgment Day is getting all the gold. Raquel then puts Paige and Brie Bella on notice. She then says she wants them to come to their show. Bayley and Lyra Valkyria then walk up to them. The two teams get into argument. Liv Morgan then calls them losers before walking off. I don't care anything about Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. I already told you, when Bayley's contract's up, she needs to go be with Sasha Banks, or I'm sorry, Mercedes Moné in AEW. Because her run in WWE is over. They're treating her like garbage, which I don't like that. I think this company is treating Bayley like garbage, and nobody's realizing that one of the greatest women, top 10, even it could be in some people's top 5, but she's most definitely top 10 all time, and they're treating her like she's a joke. They put her with Lyra Valkyria because you know why? Because again, when they put two people in tag teams that are not tag teams and they're not even tag team wrestlers, they put them together because they don't know how to book anything. And this is the prime example of this company not knowing how to book a damn thing by putting these two together. This is ridiculous. I hope Bayley leaves and gets a huge payday. I hope she becomes the highest paid women's wrestler in the history and goes to AEW and wins the TBS title and she wins the world title. And her and Mercedes Moné can main event All In or All Out or wherever it is in Wembley or whatever it's gonna be. Bayley has been treated like a joke in this company since she won the title at WrestleMania 40 against IYO SKY. She's been being treated like a joke. And we all see it. And it's not fair to Bayley because she is indeed literally top 10 or top 5, according to some people, the greatest of all time. It's really ridiculous what they're doing with Bayley. Ridiculous. We then take another look back on SmackDown. Listen, one thing I want to say too, if this is a brand split, why do we continuously keep getting flashbacks on SmackDown? You get one. Especially like it was back in the day. You get one flashback. We don't need to continue to keep putting SmackDown into Raw and then Raw into SmackDown. These are two separate shows. They shouldn't even acknowledge each other. It should be competition like it was. Do you guys remember Paul Heyman's SmackDown, Eric Bischoff's Monday Night Raw, and Paul Heyman's SmackDown? It should be a competition between these two shows to see who's going to get the higher ratings. We can't even get that anymore. Where? This company has just no soul. We take a look back at what happened with Sami Zayn and Trick Williams, and who cares? I like Trick Williams a lot, but I don't care about no Sami Zayn. I could care less about Sami Zayn. Oba Femi makes his way down to the ring for the next match of the night. Oba Femi then grabs the mic and says, the time has come. Femi then says the Oba Femi Open Challenge will now begin. Alpha Academy make their way down to the ring, and Akira Tozawa answers the challenge, but he basically says no, and Otis answers the challenge. This is a good match between Otis and Oba Femi. The match starts off with both men locking up, both men hitting several shoulder tackles. Femi then hits a uppercut to Otis, which was a mean uppercut. This is actually a really good showing for Oba Femi, but there's a problem, but I'll get to after this. Femi then tosses Otis in the ring. Femi then plants Otis on the second rope. Femi then hits but they fall from grace for the win. This was a short match and very, very quick match. The winner of this match was Femi. The one part I didn't like was Akira Tozawa getting in the ring and trying to challenge him, and they try to make a funny moment out of it. When it comes to Femi, I don't want nothing funny with Femi. He's the ruler. He's called the ruler. When you're called a ruler of somewhere, you're supposed to be mean. I know he's babyface because he's over, but you're supposed to be mean. You're supposed to be a guy who destroys everybody, and you let Akira Tozawa step in your face, and Femi just give him like a dirty look, and then he walks back off, and then you get Otis to get in the ring. Why are we doing this? If that's the case, keep Femi off TV. I already complained about it last week. Why are we doing open challenges with Femi? You want to know why they do open challenge with Femi? Because they don't know how to book a damn thing. And this is the reason why this company has. Why is he in the ring with Otis? You retired Brock Lesnar 2 weeks ago, and 2 weeks later you're in the ring with Otis doing an open challenge, the Femi open challenge. What are we doing? Lord have mercy. We didn't see Seth Rollins backstage area. He runs into the Street Profits. Rollins gets into a heated argument with the Street Profits, and Joe Hendry shows up. Seth Rollins says they are on the same fight, basically coming together. Rollins then says the Street Profits need to stay out of his way. And we then see Roman Reigns and Adam Pearce going over the contract, and Jacob Fatu has arrived to the arena. Ethan Page makes his way out to do an interview. I didn't care nothing about this interview at all. Again, I don't care nothing about Ethan Page because you guys didn't hype us up and give me nothing about Ethan Page. Now, after that, we then get a face-to-face between IYO SKY and Asuka. IYO SKY tells Asuka she avoided this fight for years because it is what she says she is. IYO then says she is her senpai mentor. IYO then says she looked up to Asuka. IYO then says she loved Asuka. IYO then goes on to say that despite everything that she has done to her, she has ultimate respect for Asuka. IYO then says she never wanted to have this fight and never wanted it to come to this. IYO then says Asuka has changed. Asuka then says nothing has changed. IYO then says she has to fight Asuka. Asuka then says IYO continues her disrespect. Asuka then says the IYO that she taught is now no longer in front of her. Asuka then says, "Who are you?" She then goes on to say that IYO is her biggest disappointment. Asuka then says she is done with IYO at Backlash and she will cut her out of life for good. IYO then says she is ready for Asuka. Asuka then spits blue mist into her face. I thought this segment was absolutely fantastic between Asuka and IYO SKY. It had a cinematic feel to it. This is actually good. Whoever wrote this segment, I'll give you your credit. This was absolutely fantastic between them. I like the setting. I like how they were talking to each other. I like how they got in the face. I like how IYO SKY spit the mist. The only thing I really didn't like, just a little nitpick, was IYO's acting with the mist being spit into her eye. A little bit over the top, but again, I get it. Fine, whatever. This was a really, really good segment. This was one of two good segments tonight with IYO SKY and Asuka. I thought they did a really fantastic job with this. Michael Cole and Corey Graves on what is going on in AAA, which they're basically having a recap of AAA. We then see Jackie Redmond with a Grand Americano again, and this is where I say I'm not covering it again because I didn't care nothing about it. I'm not covering El Grande Americano, and now we get the original Grand Americano and Julio and Bruno. What the hell are we doing? We get the Creed brothers in a mask. Julio and Bruto versus Rayo and a Bravo, and I don't understand none of this stuff. This is the stupidest thing in the world. At the end of this match, the original Grand Americano hits a German suplex to Bravo. He then hits to the top rope and hits a flying headbutt for the win. The winner of this match was the original Grand Americano, Julio Americano, and Bruto. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. This is the dumbest segment that you could ever get. I feel stupid for giving you the result of this match. That's how stupid this was. This is the dumbest segment on the show tonight. Literally, the dumbest segment on tonight's show was between the Americanos in a 6-man tag team match and wasting everybody's time. Michael Cole then announces John Cena will be returning at Backlash in Tampa Bay, which, again, I don't understand why we need John Cena to come back. He should never have been at WrestleMania. This is what should happen. John Cena should have, when he retired, should have been gone until the night after WrestleMania. Or, if not that, because I said this a couple months ago, he should come after the night after WrestleMania and be advertised for it. Or stay away for a while. Stay away for damn near a year. I don't want to hear no John Cena. I don't want to hear nothing. John Cena should have stayed away for an entire year. And then after he stays away for a whole year, he could show up at WrestleMania 43 in Saudi. If not, then take 2 years off. Make the crowd and the people miss John Cena. Because he's not coming back in the ring. So make us miss him. come back at WrestleMania 44. They completely botched John Cena's return to the company in a non-wrestling role, and now that he's come back in Tampa, he has a groundbreaking announcement. And I bet you it has something to do with WWE Club. This makes no sense at all. It's the stupidest thing in the world. Anyway, after that, Roman Reigns' music hits. He makes his way down to the ring. Adam Pearce is out there as well for the contract signing again, because we had 2 contract signings in one night, and we had to have Adam Pearce out there again with Adam Pearce always being out there. We don't need the GM to be all over the TV every single week. We don't need that. We get this every single week, the same boring stuff every single week. So Adam Pearce introduces Jacob Fatu. Adam Pearce tells him to make the match official. Reigns then ask Omaha, Nebraska to acknowledge him. And they do. Reigns and asks Fatu, if you heard the sound of the universe, that is respect that he's received for over the past 12 years. While Fatu was grinding on the independence, Reigns says he opened the door for Solo Sikoa. Therefore, he brought Fatu into WWE because he opened the door for Solo, but Solo opens the door for Jacob Fatu. Reigns says he wants Fatu to show some respect. Reigns then talks about Fatu using the tongue of death grip. Reigns says Fatu shouldn't have done this to his tribal chief. Fatu then says Roman got it all wrong. Fatu then says he is desperate, and it feels like it's him against the world. Fatu then says he had no choice but to take the world title off of Roman Reigns. Fatu then says he vows to squeeze every dollar and every cent out of this place like they've been doing to their family for decades. He got a point there. Fatu then says he is desperate enough to do anything for his household. Reigns and signs a contract, and he gets really angry. He says that he's been taking care of multiple households. You got 7 kids. I'm trying to take 170 kids, trying to take care of the whole entire bloodline. Reigns says this is his ring and calls the bloodline, everybody who has the same blood as equals. He then says to Fatu that he is beneath him, and that's when Jacob Fatu applies a tongue and death grip, but Reigns fights out of it. Reigns then pounds away at Fatu. Reigns then goes for a Superman punch, but Fatu counters the tongue of death grip. Adam Pearce then tries to get involved, but Fatu puts Reigns through a table. He barely got the table. He didn't really get the table at all. It did break, but it was still solid, but it just basically, one of the parts that holds it up basically broke down. People were booing. Listen, it was an honest mistake. You're booing because he didn't go to the table. And by the way, just a quick thing. I hate when the crowd says, we want tables. It's the stupidest thing in the world. Shut up. Anyway, but even though they didn't say that, but they were booing because he didn't get them all the way through the table. Like, come on. Seriously? Fatu then signs a contract to make the Backlash main event official. The WWE Universe then erupts with Fatu chants as the Samoan Werewolf stands tall and the show comes to a close. This show started at 8 o'clock and it ended at 10:18. For a company that needs the time and to book right and actually explain stories, they sure are ending these shows very, very faster than usual. But again, tonight's show, besides the Roman Reigns Jacob Fatu angle, the same thing, we get a promo with Roman Reigns coming out at the end of the show. Even though I'll give it its credit, did I like it? Yes. Did I like the promo between Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu? Yes. Other than that, I like the IYO SKY Asuka thing. Other than that, this show was completely terrible and a complete waste of time. This Backlash go home show, it was not a go home show. It was I wanted to go to sleep show. Roman Reigns and IYO SKY and Asuka could not save this show from how bad it was. It was not a good show. Botches galore. Who cares about any of these people on these shows when you don't give us a good story to follow along to? This is what this company does. They give you no stories and they expect you to be smart enough to say, you know what, hey, instead of having stories, we're just going to have a matches thrown together and that's it. Because again, why are we getting The Miz and the other dude whose name is basically escaping my mind at this particular point versus Danhausen and the mystery partner? And I hope to God that mystery partner is not CM Punk. Please don't let it be CM Punk. And by the way, CM Punk says, I'm not taking a vacation, and he's been gone for 2 weeks. That's a vacation. A vacation for a wrestler being gone for 2 weeks. I know you can say, well, extended vacation. He's probably going to be at Backlash or being on SmackDown pretty soon. He's on vacation. He took 2 weeks off. That's a vacation for most people, all right? But other than that, this show was a complete failure. This show was a D+. I'm giving it a D+. The only reason why I didn't get an F is because IYO SKY, Asuka, and Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu at the end. IYO SKY and Asuka in the middle. This show, again, was completely boring. If you missed this show, you didn't really miss much because that's how boring it was, especially at the 9 o'clock hour. It was absolutely atrocious. Let me know in the comment section down below how you guys felt about Monday Night Raw for May 4th, 2026. Put it in the comment section down below how you guys felt. Did you guys think it was a great show? Did you guys think it was a so-so show? Did you guys think it was a horrible show like me? Make sure you put it in the comments down below. Please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more content headed your way. I appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure you share with your friends and family to help the channel continue to grow. Until next time, guys, see you real soon.